Association of Banks concludes the course of the Specialized Program for Human Resources Management System. August 8, 2019. Banks. Economy News, Baghdad. The Association of Iraqi Private Banks concluded on Wednesday a training course entitled Specialized Program for Advanced Human Resources Management System HR Advance, with the participation of 25 trainees from private and government banks. The course, which lasted 4 days at the association's headquarters in the capital Baghdad, aimed at workers in the field of human resources and banks, and workers in personnel affairs, and workers in the administrative units of all departments, as well as targeted managers of the offices of the chairman of the board of directors and the director and assistant director. Ahmed Al-Hashimi, director of administration and training at the association, said during the closing ceremony attended by the Economy News, "The Association of Banks is keen through its training courses to wish the skills of bank employees by adding value to their banking experience." Hashemi added that the Association of Banks is working as much as possible to create the appropriate conditions during the training courses by attracting competent trainers and an environment that contributes to receive information for the trainees. At the end of the ceremony, training certificates were distributed to the trainees and a group photo was taken. Kurdish Deputy, the government of the region to start quickly a comprehensive dialogue with Baghdad. August 6, 2019. Date of edit. August 6, 2019. 23:22. Baghdad. Euphrates News, a deputy from the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan, the need for the Kurdistan regional government to agree with the federal government to address outstanding problems. MP Sherwin Mirza, a member of the Finance Committee, in a press statement to some political parties and began to exploit the file of the oil dispute between the Kurdistan region and the federal government against Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi. He added, since the Kurds need to raise ministers Adel Abdul Mahdi, who also needs the support of the Kurds, the Kurdistan regional government to start a comprehensive dialogue with the federal government and if possible to reach an appropriate agreement in the interest of all parties. Mirza stressed, must resolve the oil file between the Kurdistan region and the federal government quickly because the budget for 2020 will come to the House of Representatives in the 10th month of this year and Kurdish deputies must know on what basis will be dealt with the budget will be delivered to the federal government or not. Left parenthesis.
Un chef d'essai.
Ruda. August 8, 2019. Iraq returns bodies of Kuwaiti soldiers killed in the Gulf War. The remains of 48 Kuwaiti prisoners of war killed in the 1991 Gulf War, which were recently exhumed from mass graves in Iraq, were returned to Kuwait on Thursday. Officials from both countries met at the Abdali border crossing in Iraq's southern province of Basra early on Thursday, according to Kuwait state news agency Kuna. Kuwait have successfully received the remains of the Kuwaiti prisoners from Iraqi authorities, Kuna reported. The remains will undergo DNA tests in order to check the identity of the dead bodies, the agency added. Kuwait has a DNA database of Kuwaiti prisoners of war, POWs, lost during the 1990 to 1991 conflict with Iraq. Experts will now begin the process of matching DNA samples in the hope of identifying the remains. Kuna said Iraqi authorities had previously handed 32 DNA samples. Rabi Al-Adsani, head of the Kuwaiti delegation at the International Tripartite Commission and Subcommittee on POWs, thanked Iraq's Ministry of Defense, the ICRC, the UN mission, and the technical committee composed of Saudi, American, British, and French experts for their help. Ahmed Manfi Jawada, governor of Mathana province, announced the recovery of the Kuwaiti remains on July 27. The Kuwaiti soldiers had been taken prisoner by Saddam Hussein's forces during his invasion of Kuwait in 1990. They were taken to the deserts of Samoa where they appeared to have been executed. Preliminary analysis of the remains in Baghdad indicated they were Kuwaiti soldiers, according to the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC. Naya al-Shimari, the Iraqi defense minister, received the special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for Iraq, Unami Janine Hennis-Plashard, in Baghdad on Tuesday to discuss the return of the Kuwaiti remains. Saddam invaded Kuwait in 1990, causing international outcry. An international coalition led by the United States was sent to the region, forcing Iraqi troops to retreat. Iraq's Ba'athist regime took hundreds of Kuwaiti personnel prisoner. The fate of many remains a mystery. Iraq has paid billions of dollars in reparations to the Kuwaiti government to pay for war damages and to compensate thefts. The funds come from a percentage of Iraq's oil sales. Kuwait and Iraq today enjoy much better relations. Kuwait's ruling Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah visited Iraq on July 24 to discuss current tensions in the Persian Gulf between Iran and the U.S. Kuwait was one of the first destinations of top Iraqi officials when the new cabinet was formed late last year. Iraq's parliamentary speaker Mohammed al-Halbousi's first official trip abroad was to Kuwait in September 2018, and Iraqi President Barham Salih visited 2 months later. 3 other mass graves have recently been discovered in Iraq's southern Muthanna province, found to contain the remains of Kurds killed during Saddam's Enfil campaign. Saddam's regime killed an estimated 182,000 Kurds over the course of the 1986 to 1989 campaign.